One of the things that I understand you've been dealing with in your course is budgeting in the corporate environment and budgeting in IT. That has always been a challenge. The approach that I've seen used most effectively is we would come to the table. I worked mostly in applications development at Schneider National, and then at WS Packaging I had responsibility for all of the IT budget. But typically the best approach I've seen to IT budgeting is here are the monies that we need to keep what we have up and running. And that sounds awfully simplistic, but as technologies change and improve, as hardware environments and software environments need to be refreshed with the latest and the greatest, there's a certain amount of challenge that comes with that as well. And then I can look to what we called strategic projects, which either provided a capability that was going to give the organization some kind of market differentiation, or provided the ability to bring on different type of sales or a different particular customer. What we did with those strategic projects is those then are competing for scarce resources over and above the resources needed to keep just what we have currently running. So we had in both of the environments that I work in, or I had worked in private industry, we had technology steering committees, and business and IT sponsors would come to the committee with a project proposal, and the project proposal would be discussed at some level of detail. If it was an early proposal, the estimating I like to do was at this particular point in time, my estimates are plus or minus 40%, given we're just kind of in the conceptual phase. And then as we got closer to executing the project, those estimates would converge, and I would give between plus or minus 5 or 10% as we were beginning to execute the particular project. Some of the conversations in those technology steering committees I found very, very interesting. You could imagine that here comes somebody with what would be regarded an A-level project, where if the project was successful, it would just be a huge impact to the particular organization and some kind of new technology, new innovation, new ability to process something that was really going to help the company differentiate itself from its competitors. But there was a lot of risk attached to it. Sometimes some of the conversations would entail somebody looking and saying, you know what, so-and-so John over there has got an A-level project, but every project that we've given or sponsored for John has ended up being running over time in terms of project budget and over cost in terms of project budget. And then there'd be some conversation about, John comes with all of these great ideas, but we have sponsored a couple of them, or we've sponsored many of them, and John hasn't been able to deliver. Whereas, here comes Bill, and Bill's got what we would characterize as a C-level project, but Bill always delivers on his projects. His time and his cost estimates are always generally pretty good. So there's a fair amount of sophistication in some of those conversations. And then always there were the projects that were customer required. So you're just going to have to do them. And that would get into the discussion as well.